Welcome back, listeners. We're here with another That Talking Thing with Jason and Kim Coleman. We explained that the format is slightly changing. We are sticking to 15-minute episodes, and we are alternating between family-oriented topics and business-oriented topics.
So
So the topics will be the first word in the podcast episode name. So if you prefer our family conversations, stick to those. If you prefer our business conversations, stick to those. If you prefer both,
watch it all.
tell your
Watch-
friends.
Do you want to? Hey, let's tackle religion and politics. Let's keep going. No, this is a family podcast. This one here.
This is a family podcast.
It may not be PG. We'll try, but we're going to talk about family topics. And the first one is kids and phones. Because, man, it's been a while. It was back in September when Isaac is going to a new school that's further away. He's taking like a bus to get there. And we have to be in touch with him. It's also kind of like everyone at that school has a phone. He's 13 now. It's a middle school. And they kind of use their phone for research. They also have a laptop, but they're expected, like it'd be weird if he didn't have a phone. So it was like we had been pushing off forever getting our kids phones. And we're like, we have to get him a phone. Now he has a phone. How do you feel about it? You were talking about the good stuff. I think of all the negatives, but you were like, there's positives.
Well, I was driving today and Isaac sent me a text.
Yeah.
He said, "Are you working in the barn with Dad?" And I called him. I said, "Oh, I'm running some errands. I'll be back soon." He had made blondies because he had a snow day and he was asking how to cut them. And I was like, use a plastic knife because it's a metal pan. Not that he can use a metal knife. He's okay. But I didn't want him to
Yeah.
scratch my pan. And I kind of talked him through it. And he was like, "Okay, cool, bye." Then he texted me a photo of the beautiful cut plate
Yeah.
of blondies. I can probably toss a screenshot of it up here. But that and then an event the other day, he said, "I'm just laying in bed reading," and he sent me a selfie of him with our cat.
Oh, fine.
And I thought about how I interact with you when I'm away,
Yeah.
just giving you updates and telling you where I'm at. Probably too much, but
Yeah.
it's fun to be able to interact with our kids and reach them in the same ways that I do my friends, you, my family,
Yeah.
as they're growing up.
It's pretty neat. And
Positives of kids having phones.
yeah.
There are negatives.
Yeah. And the negatives, I guess maybe some of the negatives, like it's this thing. What do some people think? Like, we'll realize phones are as bad as cigarettes were, a few years from now, like what it's doing to our mental health, like what it did to people's physical health for cigarettes. And like we struggle with it. I feel about it. I try to view it
I'm
as
using it right now to look up a book that I ordered for him.
just another learning opportunity, because it's kind of, you can't keep your kids from having phones until they like leave the house. Maybe you could, but then they like, they have to learn how to deal with it on their own versus like, this is us learning. I don't know, but maybe they're growing up now, but it is a struggle. And it's funny, like the school, what is the principal of the middle school talked
Jeff.
about it too, Jeff, in terms of like these kids being distracted by their phones when they should be focusing. And like, it's a very open school that they're at. Like, Isaac could like watch YouTube videos while he eats, lunch on his own. But then it's like, hey, you're in school, you should be socializing with other kids. And it's such an easy, distraction. But at the same time, maybe like for certain kinds of kids, you're like, if you're a little bit introverted, it's like, well,
I think for Isaac, the problem is that he is a member of a lot of Discord channels, and it's
that's
people in school and adults who are communicating and messaging 24/7
yeah.
on Discord. And when he
He's like my notifications. He's like, I had notifications to
His
clear.
ping.
I was like, oh,
His
it's pings.
pings.
He calls them pings.
He's
Yeah.
like looking at his phone all the time, grabbing it, needing
Yeah.
to clear his pings
Yeah.
is the verbiage he uses. And it's scary to me. I keep reminding him, like, are these things you care about? Because you can control what
Right.
notifications you get for what channels.
Yeah.
So if these are not interesting things that, if you're clearing them for the sake of clearing them, then
Yeah.
you should disable those notifications.
Yeah.
I encouraged him to leave a few Discord channels,
Oh, cool.
but he said, I'll leave the ones that aren't that active. I was like, well, this isn't solving the problem of the pings. But we'll get there, and we're nurturing him through it.
And there's,
You know,
it's more of the same thing in this generation of like, Dude, like, cat memes are way more interesting than, like, what's usually going on in a quiet home, and it's hard to compete with that, like, the kids are never bored, they never have a chance to kinda be bored and
It's also a like
stimulated.
an instant answer when you have a question. So
Oh, yeah.
we'll be at a dinner and someone says, like, what's the name of that actor that was in that movie? And he knows he has a device in his pocket with the
Yeah,
world.
yeah. He wants to share. He's
Yeah.
like, "I saw a funny thing." He's like, "I'll show it to you."
He's like,
You're
let
like,
me look
"I'm
that
on
up.
the internet."
Or let me, we're like, well, I wonder how many miles away the moon is.
Yeah,
And it's an answer that has to be found
yeah,
right away.
yeah.
So the book is called
What's
10 Arguments for Deleting Your Social Media Accounts Right Now. It was recommended by the
oh,
school
yeah.
by Mike at Stone. So I ordered it from a used bookstore I love.
Oh, that's Darren Lanny,
We'll
the
see.
VR guy. I watched his videos.
Oh, are you very excited?
He I feel like I read, like, the PDF version of that already.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. I can never tell Jason anything original. That's going to be my new
I
domain
know.
name.
That's why my kids are like, "I know."
I'm going to log things that yeah. Well, Isaac says I know when he doesn't really know. Also, you have a terrible memory.
I
So
do.
you may very well have not
I'll read it
read
again.
it.
I'll read it again. No, I know. I
I need
recognize
you to
that.
read it because I'm not going to
I was
tell
looking
me
it's
stuff.
funny, like, when they shared that in that Slack, I was like, I watched a video, but then it's like they're all like 2-hour interviews, various interviews, and I was like, "What's the definitive Jaron Lanier interview
Yeah.
about this topic?" I couldn't find it really quick, but, yeah, it's cool. Read it. Actually,
Yeah.
maybe I shouldn't have told you because now you're probably less interested in reading it. You're like, so juice."
I like the
But
title because
yeah.
something called 10 Arguments means that I could read one argument
Oh, yeah.
at a time. I don't feel that I need to, it's not a book
We should follow up after
very
read
long.
that and talk about it. Yeah,
Yeah.
because it makes a lot of good points, and it's similar to, like, the social what's it called? The video on Netflix, the documentary?
Let me
Social
consult my
Dilemma or
second
something?
brain. The Social Dilemma.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and I watched that with Isaac one morning. We were up at, like, 5 in the morning for some reason, and he was like, "Dad, thanks for letting me watch this show 'cause or documentary, because now I understand how dangerous, like, the phones can be." So, like, they're aware of this stuff, and it's generally going pretty good, and it's awesome that, like, we're thinking of going, like, on vacation, and we're like, "Oh, Isaac has a phone." There's been a few times where like, "Oh, Isaac has a phone." I think we talked before about how, like, letting Isaac go somewhere at, like, the Target,
Yes.
and it's just like he's, like, a little absent-minded sometimes, and you're like, "He's gonna go he's not" I said, like, "Watch your sister, I'll be back in a minute." It was, like, literally a minute, I'm like, "Where did he go? And why did he leave his sister alone in the store?" But, like, now, like, he has a phone, and eventually she'll have one too. It's kinda like it's nice to be able to tell where they are. I don't know, and be able to communicate with them. It gives us a sense like, some freedom. It's cool. Um, you wanna talk about fasting
Sure.
and doing ProLon? Exercise, you said exercise. Yeah, I've been
Well, I think in general,
shuffling this down.
doesn't everyone think about their health at the
Yeah,
turn of the year
yeah,
because we've indulged heavily for the holiday week
yeah,
and we think like, oh God, like you feel disgusting. You're just a little,
yeah.
you're retaining a lot of water. You maybe drank a lot over that period. You
Ate a lot of
ate a
macaroni
lot of
salad.
sweets,
Yeah,
a lot of macaroni salad. Uh, I don't know that everyone knows what macaroni salad is.
my favorite food ever. It's like crack. I have to if there's macaroni salad in our house, like, I can't eat
Is it
anything
unique
else
to,
until the
no,
macaroni
I guess
salad is
all of the United States calls things salad that aren't
oh,
called
it's like
green
it is
lettuce
like a
dish. It's if you
Pennsylvania
know what potato salad is, macaroni salad is, take out potatoes, put in noodles,
yeah, mayonnaise, noodles, but
mayonnaise based side
it's
dish.
good, but yeah, so,
Anyway,
it's funny, like, I saw a lot of people with that sentiment where, like, I wasn't, like, a big resolutions person. It's like, you should make small changes and stick to them and always do it and, like, not have, like, and people think of that, but also, we went on, like, a diet this week, and I felt like it's not like, "This is my goal for the year." It's like, "This is my cleanup for
yeah,
last week." Like,
yeah.
it's more immediate. It's like, I guess, like, I definitely have to lose a little weight and be healthy in general, but I just wanna feel better, after last week. I don't know if we're the only people going through that or other people are kind of seeing it that way, but it was yeah.
ProLon is a fasting mimicking diet.
Mhm.
It is
They were not a sponsor.
expensive and silly. It is a,
You have a good affiliate. We look
it's,
it up really good.
it's a box of food that you have 5 days of meals.
Yeah,
It's each day you eat food that fits in a box about this big.
yeah, and
It's
it's like a Gatorade, breakfast bar that's crazy. It's crazy, like, how juicy and oily and fatty it is. It's like one of the most intense, like, little, bars. and then basically 2 packs
Soup.
of soup and as much tea as you can drink.
Yep.
And we did it before. It was cool. It's like I don't know, they call it, like, it's kinda like a cleanse, but it's like a fast mimicking, so it's supposed to be as good for your body as fasting is in terms of,
Yeah.
like, letting it
As if you
regenerate.
didn't eat for 5 days,
Yeah. But
but
you
you
get
are
that
eating.
benefit, so
Yeah.
you're not. Yeah.
So now we're talking about whether, and Jason did a homebrew version. There's people online who have
Yeah.
written up a variation that you can do with grocery store food.
Yeah.
Instead of the ProLon plan's like $200 full price. I've gotten it
It's
on
crazy.
sale. It's
Yeah.
crazy expensive. It's
And yeah, and you can
ridiculous
make it like,
privileged food.
12 bags of tea, 10 cans of soup.
Yeah. I mean, at home you can do it for less
Yeah.
than $20,
Yeah. It's cool.
much less than 20
And the
bucks.
yeah, the
So,
supplements or whatever you take too also.
but you feel really good at the end of it. Where
Yeah.
today's our first day
First day
after it,
eating, yeah.
you've eaten a little more.
I had some I had
You're supposed to
eggs
not
and
eat
toast.
like real food,
What are you supposed to do the day after?
more soup, I think,
Oh,
and then
really?
have like real dinner.
I know the
I don't
first
know.
time we really did, I had like a cheesesteak. It was like the very first thing I ate. It was like a
I
cheese.
missed it.
It just happened that way. I forget, like, we were doing something like, oh, people were coming over,
We
and we're
had
offering
Kim and David
cheesesteaks when
over.
people come over from work. And then yeah, so that was, like, pretty crazy.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
But I had, yeah, eggs and,
We're talking about doing the homebrew version alternating weeks for 2 days. So maybe we'll keep doing that, maybe we
yeah.
won't.
I forget the name of the mom's called it, like, 5
5-2.
and 2. Yeah, we're like, you fast 2 days a week. And I was like, I'll do it maybe every other week.
Yeah.
But I know, like, I saw Paul Krugman did something similar, and I forget the guy, he's real into vegetables, who kinda, like, talked about that fasting scheme. But, like, eat whatever you want pretty much on the other days, trust your body, and then but 2 days a week, you slow down. And I always remember Paul Krugman saying, like, the key is to, like, actually fast and, like, not just your eating and your body, but, like, actually take a break, you
Yeah.
know?
Our lives are not designed
Yeah.
to do that. So,
I was reading something else about, like, the importance of sleep, or listened to a podcast about sleep, and they talked also about how, like, a lot of religions have this, like, Sabbath built in, and some religions have fasting over the Sabbath in general, or, like, on holidays and things like that, and just as to, like, tuning out, disconnecting from, like, the normal work thing for a day. I don't know, we can't line that up because 'cause we're pushing really hard, watch the business podcast, but, we could probably give, like, our stomachs a break every couple weeks, so we'll see how that goes.
last topic is something we did over the holidays. We repurposed our playroom because our kids are now 10 and 13. They're not playing
Yeah, there's, like,
with
dolls and
toys
stuff like
as
that.
much,
Yeah.
into what I'm calling maker space, which is stupid and fun and
Yeah,
hipster. But our son has a 3D printer, the Prusa Mini. Our daughter got a Cricut
like
Air
what do you
to
call that?
explore
Is that the
Air.
cuts
It's a
and it yeah,
cutting machine, and it's right near the room that has our printer in it. We have a keyboard, piano in there. It's right near their computers, so it's kind of a cool zone
mhm,
that makes these types of crafts readily available
yeah,
whenever you want. So I'm gonna watch and see how this goes. We got some carts from IKEA.
yeah, the space is nice.
Yeah,
It feels good, and, like, what we're doing to it to kids is when we manage their free time, there's, like, "Hey, the screens are off now." I'm like, "What can I do?" It's like, "Well, you can go back on the screen to, like, 3D print something,"
yeah.
or, like, um,
Design a
get those lulls
vinyl
where they're
print or
bored.
yeah,
Um, and Marin's really picking it up. It's funny, like,
yeah.
even the 3D printers, like, it was for Isaac, and he has some interest in it, but
He's printing
uh,
something really cool today.
what's printing today?
A Porygon Pokemon.
Oh, okay,
Has
cool.
like 3 hours left,
Wow,
but
yeah.
it's cool.
The Onyx Pokemon thing took
Yes.
18 hours or something crazy to print it overnight. It was
But it's his first, like, articulated 3D print, which
yeah,
he's just downloading that. That was a model. He has
yeah,
designed his own 3D models.
at
You
school
know,
and as part of, like, a
yeah,
summer class he did. Yeah, I feel like he's
yeah,
capable of doing stuff.
yeah.
I'm excited because we could prototype, like, board game pieces to make our own board games, or for, like, when we play D&D. I'm surprised we haven't done more of that because I guess he tried. We bought some models on the Humble Bundle, and he printed one, but, like, the scaffolding broke, or it didn't work well. But maybe he's figured
Well,
that
he
out.
reprinted that one, that Sniper, but
Yeah,
it's odd. It
it
doesn't
needs
have
a
a base.
base. Yeah, it
Yeah.
needs a base, so he's
It
gotta
should
do a
be
little work.
printed with a base.
I want, like, yeah, the minifigures. The other thing we gotta try, have you seen there's an app on your phone that will model. You just I don't know if my phone will do it, maybe it has it. You have to have a phone with LiDAR, like, your iPhone probably has it, and you just, like, take your phone and, like, anything in 3D models. So you stand there like this,
It'll make you?
make a 3D model of you,
Oh my
and
god.
then you could do whatever you want. Or if you stand like in the pose you want, you
Can
know,
I always get a
okay, thanks.
make a voodoo doll?
Um, yeah, so you stand in like the pose you want, and then get a 3D model of yourself, and then print it, and just it'd be like, "This is Dad in Dungeons and Dragons," you know?
Oh my
It'd be cool.
goodness.
So yeah, I want to make minifigures of ourselves.
Do it.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Cool. Makerspace.
Yeah, that's pretty fun.
I'm gonna make a sign.
What's 15 minutes? We
We used our
oh,
makerspace to make a sign for our
oh
office
yeah,
door,
maybe we could
which
flash
is
that up.
super
That's
cool.
super cool. I like it. Yeah, we're just gonna think of the fun things you can do with that. That's really neat. I like that. There's these crafty things. And Marin like wanted to sell something. It was like almost like entrepreneur. She's like, I could sell this to my friend or whatever. And you're like, oh, okay, cool. You get the kids like thinking about being entrepreneurial. It's pretty neat.
Don't come on too strong, Dad.
No, I know. That's the thing. It's just like,
Oh,
yeah, whatever if you want to.
cool.
Yeah.
All right, so now we have to generate new ideas for our next.
All right, we'll be back.
Okay.
Um, you know, talking business, talking family. Thanks for tuning in. That talking thing.
Bye.
Catch you next time.